Mad Men, The Life Testimony of Raymond Shields. Chapter 1. I was born February 26th, 1977. There is no great reason to talk about this time of my life, except that this is where it started. At 9 months old, my parents found out the hard way I was going to be a little different. They were T-boned in a car where my mom was holding me on her lap. After the shock of the crash, my parents were looking to see where I was, and upon finding me, they were horrified to the fact that my face was covered in blood. Then they were weirded out pretty bad when they realized I wasn't crying. I was laughing, or so the story goes. All I know for sure is I have a scar that came from a piece of glass that was lodged in my forehead. My dad likes to tell me stories of the years he was still around when I was young. He said one day he was changing my diaper on a friend's new leather couch, and when I was a baby, each time I was about to poop, I would hum. I began humming, and before he could stop the inevitable, I had ruined his friend's new couch. Another story my dad used to tell was of me being in a walker. They had propped the front door of the house open to carry in some furniture, and I got a running start and went flying off the porch down into the grass out front of my grandparents' house. Like many marriages, there were money problems. My mom was the frugal type, and she married her opposite, which ended up driving her mad. My dad would buy a new pair of boots and a cowboy hat before the utility bills were paid, and she couldn't live like that. She filed for divorce, and since I was Daddy's boy, she left me with him. It's 1980, and I'm 3 years old. My parents get divorced, and I go to live with my grandma and grandpa because even though Dad got custody, he joined the Marines and couldn't take me with. Looking back, this was God's idea, because after the divorce, my parents went a little nutty. My grandma and grandpa were both devoted Christians, and I attended church with them. I don't know what my idea of God was back then, but I do know that young minds are impressionable. And the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it." Good grandparents. As the years went by, my mom got into church and decided to get custody of me. She had me in church every Sunday and most Wednesday nights. I even got into the quizzing team and went around competing on Bible knowledge. I was a great little warrior for God while I was young. I had a friend that lived next door that had never known anything about God, and one day his older brother wanted to play a game where he would say a swear word, then my friend would, and then it would come to my turn, and I couldn't do it. This was the first time God witnessed through me. My friend and his drug-dealing brother saw something different in me. Once again, I don't remember that meaning a lot to me. I do know that at some point I started taking a turn from my morals and started gradually rolling into the darkness. I believe it probably happened in 5th or 6th grade, because this is when I started checking out girls and enjoying the music of Guns N' Roses. They played their song Paradise City at the roller skating rink for the speed skate, and Paradise City was described as a place where the booze is cheap and the girls look pretty. They were my favorite band all the way into my 30s. I know the words to every song, and most of the songs are pretty foul. But Axl Rose was cool, not to mention Slash. Being introduced as half man and half animal sparked my interest. By 14 years old, I was smoking cigarettes and had a steady sexual relationship with a girl I believed I was in love with and was going to marry. Thinking back, I think her real name should have been a hint that I was messing with fire. Her name was Heaven. She had already had a daughter, and I thought the kid was cute, and my mom thought she was going to have a grandbaby to spoil.